We welcome you to Tampa, Florida on MSNSportsNet.com. I'm Tony Caridi along with Jay Jacobs. West Virginia wins and advances on to the third round with an 84-76 victory over the Clemson Tigers. And it was a tough one for West Virginia. Jay, they battled back twice in the first half, down by 10, able to tie it at halftime, and then they took off in the second half.
Well, you wonder with a small bench like this, how much energy does it take to come back from situations like that. But guys stepped up, and 5 guys in double figures, Tony, that's huge, and you got efforts from everybody.
Really did, and it came in spurts. Truck Bryant played well early on when West Virginia was trying to get its feet under them, so to speak, and then Kevin Jones hits a huge three. Final play of the first half for West Virginia, ties it in 40, and then in the second half, we see Dennis Kalichla come up big. We see Cam Thurman rebounding the ball. It all worked for them.
Yeah, it really did, and Kalichla had spots, but in the phases of where it worked out, Mazzulla was the guy that balanced everything because he's the guy on the floor to get the offense going, got everything into sync for them, and I think that was the key. And Joe had 7 assists, only 3 turnovers, coming off 2 games where he had a combined 11, so he felt pretty good about the way he played today.
Yeah, another of those double-figure scorers was Dalton Pepper. He was 4 of 4 from the field, but it will not be his offense that people will remember from this one. In fact, he made himself kind of an iconic figure in NCAA tournament lore for the Mountaineers, had 3 huge steals at the end of that game.
Well, the front of the 1-3-1, and they've been working on it all year. They've tried a lot of people out there, Tony, to get somebody that could play that. They weren't looking for Ebanks type play. They were just looking for steady play that would balance that defense, and they found it in Pepper.
Certainly did. And after it was over, head coach Bob Huggins and members of the Mountaineer team spoke with the media.
Bob, could you talk about the 3 plays that Dalton made at the end and what you did defensively to make those happen?
I didn't do anything. We went 1-3-1 to burn clock. They were attacking us off the bounce, and we didn't do a very good job of containing penetration. And we just thought, when you go to 1-3-1 late, it takes more time to get a good shot, and we just wanted to burn some clock and. Been, kind of talking to Pep and trying to. He's never played on the top until about whatever it was 3 weeks ago, maybe. He was always played on a wing before, and we're just trying to get him to stay between the ball and the next guy. And I honestly didn't even see what happened the first time. I was looking what they were doing on the baseline. I didn't even see. I wasn't watching the ball. But no, those were big for us. And that's kind of what Devin did a year ago for us. Devin made a bunch of plays at the top of it for us. Well, they're extremely well coached, and they had great ball pressure, and we had to run some things to alleviate some of their ball pressure. I think we had guys, where we wanted them, but we just didn't. We couldn't get them the ball because of their ball pressure, and that's good coaching. And then they were stringing out ball screens, and we started ball screening with KJ because he can step back and make those shots, and he's more of a pick and pop guy than a pick and roll guy, and so we picked and popped more than we picked and rolled.
I mean, we were on a 11-1 streak, I think, at that point, and I think it just gave us a lot of momentum going into the second half, where we were down basically the whole first half, and it gave us a lot of confidence coming out of that locker room. I mean, well, they were doing a good job of pushing us out, making us start our offense basically at like half court, and we couldn't really find people in our half court offense. And once we settled down and we started making hard cuts and started getting guys open, setting good screens, I think we were fine after that point.
Joe, does Dalton do this kind of stuff in practice? Is he that hard to get the ball past?
It's actually the total opposite. Yeah. When practice is going bad and we need a basket, we just usually attack Dalton and we go right by him. No, but he's perfect for the top of that 1-3-1 because of his length and his athleticism. So once we got him to understand what that position is and how you're supposed to play it, he almost played it to perfection today. So he's great for the top of that 1-3-1, just not man to man.
We just had to stay focused and just keep our heads. And Truck was attacking the rim real well and scoring. They really couldn't contain him. And same with Joe, they would kick it out to KJ, who was knocking down shots all day. So
So now it's on to Saturday and the third round of the NCAA tournament. And Jay, in all likelihood, a rematch against those Kentucky Wildcats who West Virginia ousted a year ago.
Not the same Kentucky team. They do have 3 freshmen this year, Tony, but a little bit different. I think who's anchoring them down is the junior Miller and the senior Harrelson. And I think those are the 2 guys that have really balanced and made this team better right now.
So West Virginia has 1 under its belt here in tournament play. Now a day of rest, and then looking forward to Saturday and a third-round game. Along with Jay Jacobs, I'm Tony Caridi from the St. Pete Time Forum on MSNSportsNet.com.